There's a fundamental change occurring in the world of technology. A new type of computer that's arriving in the unusual form of a coffee table. This past March, Microsoft invited Popular Mechanics to the company's Redmond, Washington campus for a first look at a top-secret project codenamed Milan. It is the first of its kind in that it is a new paradigm in computing. It's called Surface Computing. This type of interface works especially well for photo sharing, maps, and menus, where browsing on a traditional screen pales in comparison to the detailed, hands-on manipulation people are used to with paper. You can do things like organize your photos, drag them around and resize them, and play with them as if they were real photos, real printed photos. And here we even have a little video. Surface Computing utilizes multi-touch technology, which is a multi-finger, multi-user interface that has been bouncing around the world of computer science since the 1980s.
This is a multi-touch input device, and multi-touch, which generally means multi-point input devices, are about allowing more than one input to be processed at a time.
NYU computer scientist Jeff Hahn builds huge multi-touch displays for corporate and military clients through his company, Perceptive Pixel. In fact, multi-touch is swiftly becoming the hot interface for electronic devices.
Multi-touch, first of all, allows for direct manipulation. It means you're actually contacting not through an intermediary, but actually on the graphics itself. It's a direct manipulation interface. Two, it means that I can do more than one point at a time. I can actually use two or three, which means I can manipulate more things at a time. With a mouse, you can only manipulate one or two things at a time.
But where Microsoft's Surface Computer truly gets mind-blowing is how it interacts with other devices. The Surface Computer uses a series of infrared cameras to literally see what is on its tabletop.
What we're able to do is also have interaction with objects on the surface. So when we place an object on the surface, the cameras can recognize what that object is and allow us to interact directly with that object that we've just placed on the surface. We see this as a whole new category, a complete new ecosystem for computers.
Here we have a wireless camera, and a lot of wireless functionality is built into the Surface Computing platform, and it's evolving into devices such as this camera. So here we're going to take a picture of my colleague Eric Sofji, and we can then just put the camera right on the device and use that picture, which is, I think, enormously flattering of our friend Eric Sofji.
It's a great angle.
and really blow it up for maximum embarrassment. We have a cell phone, and all the wireless linking is going on behind the scenes in the table. So you can take your photo and then just instantly put it on your wireless device and then take it with you. Now you've basically taken two devices, and without having to plug them into a computer or sync them up, you've transferred content from one to the other. Although Surface Computing may eventually find a place in the home, Microsoft initially plans to sell the devices to commercial partners such as T-Mobile, Harrah's Casinos, and Starwood Hotels. The $5,000 to $10,000 machines will start showing up in local retail stores as early as the end of 2007. But where is all of this leading? Computer scientists see a near future of ubiquitous computing, where people are surrounded by intelligent surfaces.
Maybe the surface of your kitchen table, or it can be in front of your television, and it can help you to control your television kind of as the ultimate unlosable remote control.
Eventually, of course, this will trickle down, and I am very positive, and I firmly believe that this kind of thing will be in that near future where we have wallpaper displays in every hallway, every desk, every surface starts to become an interface to a computer, and in order for that to happen, we need interfaces like this.
You can learn a lot more about Microsoft's Surface Computing device, as well as Jeff Hahn's multi-touch display, at popularmechanics.com. For popularmechanics.com, I'm Glenn Doreen.
Toyota unveiled on Thursday the latest two creations from its partner robot project, including this one that can play a violin. The robot is pretty impressive. It holds the violin in place with one hand and moves the bow with the other to produce a near-perfect sounding rendition. It can also move the fingers of its left hand, which rests at the violin's neck, to produce a tremolo effect. Toyota has already developed a robot capable of playing the trumpet, so with a little extra effort could soon have an entire band on its hands. Also new is Mobido, a sort of motorized wheelchair that can scoot people around their neighborhood and is able to cope with uneven surfaces. Like the Segway transporter, the Mobido runs on 2 wheels and manages to maintain its balance. This alone distinguishes it from many other forms of motorized city or neighborhood transport that have been prototyped so far for human use. The rider sits in a chair and manipulates the Mobido through controls in the chair's armrest. It can cope with 10-degree slopes and turn on the spot. Perhaps more interestingly, it will automatically move to its owner when called by a remote control and avoid objects and obstacles in its way while it does so. The Mobido can also be used to carry cargo and other people, and in this mode it automatically follows its owner or keeps a few steps ahead of them. At a Tokyo news conference held to unveil the new robots, Toyota also showed its Robina robot that made its first public appearance in the middle of this year. The Robina is designed for face-to-face communications with humans, and in that role it served as a guide at the Toyota Kaikan exhibition hall in Toyota City from August this year. The robot can automatically navigate a route through obstacles and, by holding a pen in one hand and a piece of card in the other, write a perfect signature on the card. Toyota is one of many Japanese companies actively investigating robotics and the areas that go hand in hand with the technology, such as artificial intelligence. While violin playing and autograph signing may appear to be nothing more than whimsical tricks, they require a high degree of mechanical and electrical control and are the kind of tasks that engineers need to perfect before they take the next step towards human assistance. Japan's rapidly aging society is proving the push behind all of these projects. At the recent Tokyo Motor Show, Toyota showed its iReal. The personal mobility concept vehicle impressed crowds with its cool looks and surprisingly fast speed. Asimo, from competing carmaker Honda, is well known and a popular robot in Japan, and at the motor show, Honda showed an in-dash robot called Pivo-kun that will chat with drivers and watch for signs of unsafe driving or tiredness. The idea behind Pivo-kun is simple: happy drivers are less likely to have an accident. Toyota hopes to have viable human assistance robots available in the first half of the next decade. Until then, consumers lusting for a robot of their own have an immediate and much cheaper option: the Isopod from toymaker Takara Tomy. This 30cm high robot costs about $300 and went on sale in the US and Japan earlier this quarter. It can imitate animals, make sumo poses, and play air guitar. Just don't ask it to handle a violin. In Tokyo, this is Martin Williams, IDG News Service.
Technology, making better, better. Onwards, upwards, any way but backwards. Tapping progress on the shoulder and saying, "More forwards, please."